The Vampire Diaries, 8th season. The Vampire Diaries, Season 8, was the final season of the show, and it was a mixed bag. On the one hand, it was great to see the return of Nina Dobrev as Elena Gilbert, and the finale was a satisfying conclusion to the series. On the other hand, the season was somewhat uneven, with some episodes being stronger than others. One of the biggest highlights of the season was the return of Elena. After being put under a sleeping curse in Season 6, Elena finally woke up in Season 8, and she was reunited with Damon. Their relationship was one of the cornerstones of the show, and it was great to see them back together again. Another highlight of the season was the finale. It was a bittersweet episode, as it said goodbye to many of the characters we had come to love over the years. However, it was also a hopeful episode, as it showed the characters moving on to new and better things. Unfortunately, the season also had some low points. One of the biggest problems was the storyline involving Sybil. Sybil was a siren who could control people with her voice, and she was a major antagonist in the first half of the season. However, her storyline was eventually dropped, and she never returned. This was a disappointing development, as Sybil had the potential to be a very interesting villain. Another problem with the season was the pacing. The first half of the season was very slow, and it took a long time for the plot to get going. However, the second half of the season was much faster paced, and it felt like the writers were trying to cram too much into too few episodes. Overall, The Vampire Diaries Season 8 was a mixed bag. It had some great moments, but it also had some low points. However, the finale was a satisfying conclusion to the series, and it made the overall season worth watching. Here is a summary of the pros and cons of the season. Pros: the return of Elena Gilbert, a satisfying series finale. Cons: the storyline involving Sybil was dropped. The pacing was uneven. Overall rating, 7/10.